Okay, let's call this meeting to order. This is the Plan Commission of the Village of Morton, Illinois, for Monday, August 28th, 2023. Can we call the roll?
Opperly?
Here.
Barton?
Here.
Guile?
Here.
Keach?
Here.
Nepp?
Here.
Ritterbusch?
Here.
Yordi? Zobrist?
Here.
We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. Okay, so we have some minutes from our July meeting that need to be approved.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from July. I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Very good. All right, so we'll get right into the public hearings. But before we do that, we're going to have our legal counsel, Mr. Pat McGrath, give us some instruction.
Thank you. Public hearings are being held tonight pursuant to published notice. Any person wishing to address the Plan Commission will be sworn in by our court reporter. They may give their testimony under oath or affirmation. At the conclusion of the public hearing, the Plan Commission will make a recommendation. The Plan Commission makes recommendations on these matters. The village board is responsible for taking final action.
Okay, so the first item this evening on the public hearing is petition number 23-05 SP. Subject property is located at 820 North Nebraska Avenue. A petition has been filed requesting a zoning change from I2 to I2 with a special use to permit outdoor storage of recreational vehicles, trailers, boats, and semis. Is Mr. Gingrich here would you like to make a presentation this evening to us? First, you'll need to be sworn in with the... Give your name and your address, and then...
So it's B.J. Gingrich. I reside at 26770 Allentown Road in Tremont, Illinois. Just applying for a special use permit to store up to 14 RVs at 820 North Nebraska. We've been storing them there for a number of years and just added some spots. So just, I believe my wife talked to the city and they were requesting us to get a special use permit to continue doing that.
Okay.
There won't, I mean, it's basically, they're 14 sections, 12 by 40 foot spaces that we have marked off. Like I said, they're on the gravel lot that's already there. We're not changing any of the parking lot area. It's going to remain gravel like it always has been. So I don't know what all. I mean, we sent in, I got, pictures and drawings and stuff of the spaces, so I'm not sure if there's any other questions that you would have regarding that, or?
Does anybody on the board have a question for Mr. Gingrich?
I have a question. Will this be a secured lot or just leave it open the way you have it?
So it's currently fenced on 3 sides.
Right.
And then the gate remains open pretty much 24/7, 365, so that's not going to get closed because there's another business back there, or a couple businesses, I guess. So, but yeah, there's a fence at the front of the road on Nebraska, and then there's kind of a berm and some natural trees and stuff on the back side. So
Yeah, I was looking at it.
yeah.
Any other questions for the petitioner? Thank you very much.
Okay.
And is there anyone here this evening in the audience who would like to speak to this issue, to this petition? Seeing none, just open it up for discussion among the board, if any. And if no questions, then a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve petition 23-05 special use.
I'll second it.
We have a first and a second. And with no further discussion, we'll have a roll call vote.
Okay. Barton?
Yes.
Guile,
Yes.
Keach,
Yes.
Nepp,
Yes.
Ritterbusch,
Yes.
Zobrist.
Yes.
Opperly.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, moving on to petition number 23-06. Subject property is 35.97 acres, plus or minus, located off of Timber Wolf Drive. A petition for annexation has been filed and a pre-annexation agreement proposed, whereunder the property would be rezoned upon annexation from RS to R1. Mr. Rinkenberg, would you like to make a presentation?
I think you got the proposal I should talk in front of this. I think you got the proposal in front of me. I guess, I don't know if there's any other questions. We're just trying to extend Wolf Crossing subdivision, 9 more lots out at the end of, and then cul-de-sac and end it at that end of the road. I guess that's really all I have.
Okay, so Craig, the only thing about on this part of the agenda is just adding them to, annexing them to the Village of Morton. Isn't that
Yes,
what
well, this would be a zoning amendment to
Yeah.
basically rezone from RS to R1.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Rinkenberger from the board?
I have a question. The sewer system that goes out there now, will this be able to add on these additional lots, okay?
Yes, it was sized for the additional lots that we're going to add on.
Is there further additions you may have down the road?
Not on the back side, but up front, there's still some lots that could be put in up front.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you. And is there anyone in the audience who would like to address this petition? Seeing none, we'll close the hearing on that item, and we'll discuss or propose a motion.
I make a motion to approve petition 23-06.
Second.
We have a first and a second. And if there's no other further discussion, we'll have a roll call vote.
Guile,
Yes.
Keach,
Yes.
Nepp,
Yes.
Ritterbusch,
Yes.
Zobrist,
Yes.
Opperly,
Yes.
Barton.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, so the next item on the public hearing is an ordinance making amendments to Title 10 of the Morton Municipal Code regarding zoning of massage parlors. This has been proposed by the village, so I would ask, Craig, is there anything that the village or Mr. McGrath?
Yeah, if you want to take it, that'd be great.
I can speak to it. So periodically, in working with administration, we review and identify issues where we may have a use that either is not presently defined and needs to be defined or may need to be moved or relocated. Presently don't have massage parlors defined as a specific use, and so we have catch-all zoning for commercial uses in B3. So the proposed ordinance would make massage parlor defined use and then would slot it in our schedule of uses as special use, which would then require an application and a hearing here with the ability to impose special conditions or restrictions before a new massage parlor could be located within the village.
So is that a special use in B3 or B2?
I need to pull the ordinance up. I believe it'd be
B2.
available in B2 or B3.
B2, item 20, B2.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. McGrath from the board? Hearing none, are there any questions or comments from the public on this hearing item at this time? And I hear none, so I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion.
have a first and a second. Any further discussion? Let's have a roll call vote on that.
Okay. Keach,
Yes.
Nepp,
Yes.
Ritterbusch,
Yes.
Zobrist,
Yes.
Opperly,
Yes.
Barton,
Yes.
Guile.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, and the final item on the public hearing is an ordinance making amendments to Chapter 5 of Title 10 of the Morton Municipal Code regarding outbuildings. And again, this is proposed by the village, so Mr. McGrath, would you like to address the
sure can.
changes that you're
Yeah.
talking about?
The outbuildings ordinance derives from discussions with the developer on a proposed Wolf Crossing extension. Those lots will be larger lots, and they perceive there to be interest in the ability to have some larger outbuildings on those larger lots. So in working with administrative staff, we focused on ways in which to afford that opportunity for larger lots within the village under regulations that ensure the exterior aesthetics don't make the property or make the outbuildings aesthetically unpleasing, and trying to ensure those outbuildings are really devoted to an accessory use to the residents and not converted into dwelling units or business properties.
Okay. So I'm sure the board has read through this. Are there any specific questions about this proposal from the board to Mr. McGrath? Okay, I hear none. Is there anyone from the public who would like to address this ordinance change? I see no one, so without further discussion, if there's no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve this ordinance change.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call?
Nepp,
Yes.
Ritterbusch,
Yes.
Zobrist,
Yes.
Opperly,
Yes.
Barton,
Yes.
Guile,
Yes.
Keach.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, so that closes and ends our public hearing for the evening. We have a couple items of other business to deal with here. Item A is the approval of an easement vacation plat. And Craig, could I ask you to
Yeah.
introduce this to us?
Yep. You guys recently, I think it came before the commission here, two gentlemen that are wishing to develop this into storage units. So we're actually finalizing the design. I have another meeting this week and we're about done. They're going to be ready to break ground. Unfortunately, sometimes these things are missed, come up in title searches, stuff like that. But there's a 12-foot utility easement here that after review by myself, staff, we believe it was put in there years ago, probably for a future road or something like that, but we don't see that as necessary going forward. So that's what's in front of you tonight, is a vacation of that, that they're looking to get that taken care of because it affects their plans, if that makes sense. I'm glad to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Laudermilk? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
And we have a first and a second. And a roll call, please.
Ritterbusch,
Yes.
Zobrist,
Yes.
Opperly,
Yes.
Barton,
Yes.
Guile,
Yes.
Keach,
Yes.
and Nepp.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, and then, last but not least, approval of preliminary and final plats of Wolf Crossing 5, described as a part of government lots 1 and 2 in the northeast quarter of Section 5, Township 25, North, Range 3, west of the 3rd Principal Meridian, Village of Morton, Tazewell County, Illinois. So we have had preliminary and final plats before us before. Is there anything here, Mr. Loudermilk, that we need to take note of, or?
We've been working with Chuck for several months. We're still finalizing the design, but I mean, it fits within these limits, and we anticipate approval of that prior to the board meeting if you guys recommend this to them. So we're happy with what's here and feel like this will be an excellent extension to Wolf Crossing and a nice thing for the village of Morton.
Okay. Any questions for the village from the board? Then let's have a motion to approve both of them.
I make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. And a roll call vote, please.
Zobrist,
Yes.
Opperly,
Yes.
Barton,
Yes.
Guile,
Yes.
Keach,
Yes.
Nepp,
Yes.
Ritterbusch.
Yes.
Motion passes.
And the fifth item on the agenda is Brad Marks. Is there any question, any further presentation from the village?
Nothing further from the village.
Okay. Then let's have a motion to adjourn.
I would make a motion. I'd also like to say that I'm sure our thoughts and prayers are with Brad and his wife Tina as he's going through some medical challenges right now. And I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. We are adjourned.